The conflict between Israel and Palestine has dragged on for decades, but recent actions by Hamas have made it abundantly clear that there is no path forward toward peace. The murder of an American hostage, alongside other innocent Arab and Jewish hostages, demonstrates the true nature of Hamas, a group committed not to the pursuit of peace, but to the pursuit of terror. They have crossed every line imaginable, making any attempt at negotiation not only pointless but an insult to the lives lost in their brutal attacks. For too long, there has been an ongoing belief that Palestine, or at least those who claim to represent it, are interested in peace. That illusion must end now. Hamas has shown, through years of violence and unwavering commitment to the destruction of Israel, that they do not want peace. They want destruction. Their actions, from targeting civilians to the recent murder of hostages, make it clear that any opportunity for dialogue has been met not with open hands but with violence. The time for diplomacy has passed. Pro-Palestinian movements have long focused on painting Israel as the aggressor in this conflict. But the truth is now undeniable: Israel has been defending itself against terrorism, while Hamas has actively worked to fuel hatred, instability, and bloodshed. The Palestinian people, under Hamas's rule, have had decades of support, resources, and opportunities to work toward peace. Instead, they have allowed themselves to be led by a group whose mission is rooted in violence. This is no longer about misunderstanding or miscommunication. This is about willful ignorance and the glorification of terror. It's time to stop pretending that this conflict is one of two equal sides struggling for justice. Hamas and its supporters have had ample time to learn the truth about this conflict, that Israel is defending itself from terrorism, but they have shown time and again that they do not care. They are not victims of a misunderstanding, they are perpetrators of violence and hate. The anti-Semitism at the core of Hamas's ideology is blatant, and those who support them cannot hide behind claims of resistance any longer. Supporting Hamas is supporting terrorism, plain and simple. And those who continue to champion the Palestinian cause under the banner of Hamas are endorsing an ideology that seeks not peace, but the elimination of Israel and the Jewish people. At this point, it's clear that no amount of negotiation, diplomacy, or aid will bring Hamas to the table. They've made their position crystal clear: they want war, they want destruction, and they want the Jewish state erased from existence. To suggest otherwise is to ignore the countless acts of terror they've carried out. The notion that we can continue to engage with pro-Palestinian entities under the guise of peace is no longer feasible. They've had every chance to pursue peace, and they've chosen bloodshed instead. This conflict is no longer about land or political autonomy. It's about the survival of a people under constant threat of annihilation. The time for negotiation has ended. The time for talking is over. Hamas has proven itself to be a terrorist organization beyond redemption, and the only solution now is its complete and total destruction. We cannot afford to give them any more room to operate. They must be eradicated, not only for the sake of Israel but for the sake of every innocent life they threaten with their vile and hateful actions. Peace is no longer an option. Hamas has made that clear. What remains is the necessity to destroy them, to end their reign of terror, and to bring true security to those who have suffered for far too long under their shadow. Anything less would be a betrayal of the innocent lives lost and a refusal to confront the evil that Hamas represents. It's time to accept the reality that peace with Palestine, as long as Hamas holds any power, is not possible. They must be wiped out for the sake of peace, for the sake of justice, and for the sake of humanity.